Yo, how's it going? Lots of things happening. It's the usual. Anyway, due to certain news popping up, and then this same news just popping up again, so I might as well fucking talk about it, right? We're talking about that douchebag NBA racist piece of shit. Um, you all know the news, and if you don't, then I'll see if I can leave a link in the article, in the description, and see where the fuck that goes. But what can I say? Long story short, this one NBA team owner, promoter, whatever the fuck he was, rich motherfucker. This guy was called by a close person, and the entire call was recorded. And this guy was spotted to, have been saying really disgusting racist shit. And that was brought to light, which resulted in this guy getting banned from the NBA for life and thus fined $2.5 million around that point. And funny enough, now that was incident one. The reoccurring incident was someone else from Activision tweeting about this and saying that this guy was a victim of wiretapping, and you have the right to be a racist, bigoted fuck in your own home. So, ironically, this guy got fired for tweeting that because he was a community rep. So, sucks. But I don't know, man. Okay, so what I take from this and what I can pop up about the whole Donald Sterling situation is, the whole wiretapping angle, that is very disgusting. It is quite illegal, and what's funny is this guy was known to be a racist shithead. He had pulled off certain things before that were reported, such as not allowing certain ethnicities to go into the buildings he owned, because he owns buildings as well. This guy's an old rich motherfucker. And saying that he didn't want to allow those ethnicity in because they would attract vermins and such. So it's nothing surprising that he's a racist, bigoted fuck. And the fact that he was wiretapped to confirm that I can see where a lot of people will call this unfair. And it makes sense. I mean, unless he publicly came out like that and slipped publicly, like during an interview, during a public statement, even going to one of the courts to watch one of the games of the team he owns, yes, there you have bam, straight up. Kind of like what happened with Phil Robertson from Shit Dynasty. Oh, I mean Duck Dynasty. This guy came to a stage interview, and nothing relating to the show, but he pulled out some really disgusting religious bigoted shit in public, and then bam, now people could call him out on that because you're pulling a public statement. And funny enough, he wasn't banned from the show because the show can continue without this shithead, so they had to let him slide. In the case of Donald Sterling, well, then it was a complete setup where a person he knew and liked called and recorded his entire conversation. She was basically egging him on to have him say such things, to reveal the garbage that he is. And that's where it becomes illegal, which, that's a pain in the ass. But on the flip side, karma's a bitch. Donald, karma is a bitch. This guy This guy lived his life like a racist shithead. And again, you know, you're just living comfortably, cussing out whatever ethnicity you don't like, having all those prejudice in your fucking head and acting out on those with certain things, especially with the whole apartment building thing. And you know, everything's going fine for you, even if you're a shithead. And then out of nowhere, karma just, bam! Karma just hits you like a tiger uppercut to bring you back to this point, or just to hammer the point of, you're going to live like a shithead, but at one point, it's going to catch up to you. And it's, in this case, it's a bit too bad that it was caught via wiretapping, or that it exploded via wiretapping, because it was known before that he was like that. But not to, you know, it wasn't recorded. It was just, let's say, statements and the way he acted. Now, this is just, karma's a bitch. What can I say? Karma's a real pain in the ass. It was gonna catch up to this guy at one point, and finding him, that's not gonna do squat. I mean, 2.5 million out of, how much does this guy own? 10 millions, 80 millions, 50 millions, which kind of brings up another interesting point where this is the kind of guy that makes it now, or that hold a lot of wealth. It's how can I say that? To a certain degree, this guy is he's trash attitude-wise. He's complete trash, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't care about human lives and such. Seeing the way he acted with the apartment issue, but this is the type of guy that makes it big in this world, which really sucks. I mean, frankly, I'd pick Oprah, I'd pick Dave Chappelle, I'd pick John Carmack, I'd pick Bill Gates, I'd even pick Steve Jobs over more respectable, highly financial people, people with wealth to change shit. Since this guy, he's a bit like a twisted Mr. Scrooge, where it's like, they're gonna bring some vermins into my apartment. I will not let them go out or go here. You know, you can consider this person as trash, and it's kind of sad that, you know, these are the people with wealth and such, out of other people's backs / investments. So, yes, the whole thing with the wiretapping, I can completely understand. That's kind of wrong. Unlike the thing that happened with the kid, where they're like, "Oh, this is crazy wiretapping," while this kid was just trying to tell the teachers that he was getting bullied. Okay, two different cases. This, when it comes to Sterling Donald, Mr. Donald, this was clearly wiretapping, and it's illegal. Even though karma's a bitch, and if people didn't have enough proofs of you being this old piece of trash, then they've got even more proofs. Karma's a bitch, man. So, one thing to remember about all this is, you gotta remember your acts. If you're gonna live like a shithead, treat other people like crap because of some kind of prejudice, religious or mentally or parental, because, you know, some parents teach that to their kids, and those are some kind of the worst parents. Well, eventually, karma's gonna hit you back. Kind of like Phelps. It's kind of funny, you know? Karma's a bitch. So remember, live your life and don't be a shithead, or else it's gonna catch back to you.